Could someone please tell me why Sony is telling Bungie and some of its workers to see if they can apply for
nationwide
You can't make this up, guys. Even if you try to produce so much negative news for Sony, you couldn't even make this up. It appears that Sony is planning to take over Bungie because the contract that Sony would have given Bungie is apparently a very, very nasty contract. So Bungie could no longer be an independent company. After that, we would talk about how Xbox might have some major surprises at the Game Awards, one of them being something that no one was expecting. So is it true? Is it really true that Sony is really going to take over Bungie? Is it true that Sony cannot manage the studios that they are having? Is it true that Sony is really big blue? Let's talk about it.
This is a sickness!
Let's get it. Let's first start off with some rumors. Yes, sweet, sweet rumors. We know that the Game Awards is being held today, and there's a lot of rumors surrounding Microsoft. One of them is this. According to Pure Xbox, there are a few other Xbox related rumors doing the rounds today, such as an apparent Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons remake being in the works, and speculation continues to crop up about whether Baldur's Gate 3 could be day one on Game Pass. Now, this is some interesting news or rumors here. I don't think Baldur's Gate would be day one on Game Pass. However, that new game with the two brothers just might be interesting. But one of the biggest rumors that is going around is this. So a big rumor, Microsoft is collaborating with the Wu-Tang Clan. According to Insider Gaming, exclusive details on the new action RPG by Xbox and Wu-Tang Clan.
Exclusive details on the new action RPG by Xbox and Wu-Tang Clan. Details first emerged on Project Shaolin in October 2021 following the infamous NVIDIA leak that revealed a slew of project codenames of in-development games. One such leaked project was Shaolin, and the leak subsequently led to reports by Windows Central's Jez Corden and VentureBeat's Jeff Grubb via Game Mess on what the game could entail and its involvement with Wu-Tang Clan. According to both reports, the game is a third-person melee-oriented RPG complete with 4-player co-op. The game was also said to heavily involve the Wu-Tang Clan members themselves with the game's soundtrack and would feature the likes of loot, weapons, and gear from defeated enemies. According to the reports, the game is in development at Brass Lion Entertainment, a new studio formed in 2019 by Manveer Air. Insider Gaming can corroborate these original reports and understands that the game is currently in its alpha stage. The gameplay evolves around fast-paced melee combat in third person, with a strong focus on having both music and combat intertwined. Players can choose from 4 different weapons that all have different and unique playstyles, single swords, dual swords, etc. It's understood that the game features a massive catalog of the Wu-Tang Clan's music, most of which has been reimagined by producer and DJ Just Blaze for the game. The Wu-Tang Clan's involvement goes beyond just their music, too, as all 9 Wu-Tang Clan members are also playable and act as the player's limited time buff that will give you ultimate moves, increased health, and more. Gathered loot and items all fit into the game's central social hub, named the Neighborhood. Here, players will be able to sell their loot, listen to music, and show off their unique fashion choices with one another. Sources outlined that the game will be a welcome space for all players, and will center around characters from BIPOC and historically marginalized communities. Gameplay sent to Insider Gaming under the condition that the footage doesn't go public and the source remains anonymous shows an animation style somewhat similar to Into the Spider-Verse.
So what do you guys think about this rumor? I mean, this is quite left field for Microsoft, coming out with a game from the Wu-Tang Clan. This is giving me Hi-Fi Rush vibes. A very cool RPG that will surprise everyone. I'm thinking about the models might be in the same style, let's say, of Afro Samurai, with the graphics or the graphical style like Miles Morales. Yes, this is sounding cool, but let me hear what you think about this collaboration with the Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang. Now let's get down to the main story. You know, for years, Sony fans have been saying that Microsoft is not managing the studios that they have well. And a matter of fact, when the rumor about Fable being delayed came around, you know, the ponies ran with it.
The Fable delay continues to look bad for Xbox. If the rumors are true, I believe that they are, given that lots of what has come from Jez Corden has worked out to be right on the money recently with the Xbox Showcase and Starfield skipping and doing their own. He got all that right, and now all of the rumors about the Fable delay and the engine. We have an article from Game Rant attempting to explain all of this, and I gotta tell you, it sounds an awful lot like two games that you're not gonna want to hear me say: Anthem and Halo Infinite. And I'm gonna walk what is going on with Fable. We already covered this in sort of a reaction upload, but I wanted to discuss this at length now that we have a new article from Game Rant. I'm gonna put all of the good information right here at the beginning of the broadcast.
Yes, y'all could remember that. Look how quick they were able to say that this is an issue for Xbox. Y'all remember? I didn't forget. Y'all remember this one?
Fable director quits. Now, another game that's having development issues under Sony, I'm sorry, the Microsoft, and it was also the Everwild. They would say was in, how you say, purgatory hell. This here is a little alarming to me. That they can't hold on to the directors. It's not me damage controlling or making fun right now. It's actually me being serious. I don't, like I said, what the hell is going over there with them? You know what I mean? You know, like this crazy. I don't know. Like even with them buying all these studios, they can't manage what they goddamn got.
Y'all remember that, guys? Do you remember? Because I remember when these ponies were having entire podcasts based on a rumor. Based on a rumor, they were having entire podcast saying Microsoft can manage their studios. This is alarming. This is concerning. I remember that. Now, would these ponies keep the same energy? Because it's being reported that Bungie devs say atmosphere is soul crushing amid layoffs, cuts, and fear of total Sony takeover. For someone to describe something as soul crushing, things have to be very, very bad. And this is how Bungie is describing Sony looming over them. Now look at how laughter has become and turned into sorrow for Bungie. I could recall guys talking about this was the best deal Sony ever made, buying Bungie for $3 billion. They're good. And a matter of fact, there was one guy, the same guy who said you can land on gas planets. He said that Sony was going to make back the money they paid for Bungie in 11 days. Yes. Listen.
If I just so happen to be in business and I'm here to buy content for my brand to keep my customers and my investors happy, why would I open my purse for a brand that's not bringing anything worth value?
Who said they're not? Who are you pertaining this towards? What are you pertaining this?
I'm pertaining this towards Sony and the Bungie comment.
So you believe that Sony? I just told you they'll make this money back in like 11 days. Some guy.
Who?
Goddamn where? And you're telling me that they don't stand to
They
make
are
money?
definitely not gonna make that money.
Why not?
Are you talking about
Why
making
not?
that money back towards about the
Why not?
Bungie deal? No, they're
Why
not
not?
gonna make that back
Why not?
in no goddamn 11 days.
Why not? You're not answering the question.
I'm talking. I
Yo,
just told
Don't
you.
don't
I
Bungie
just
don't
said.
Bungie got
I
a don't
just
Bungie got
said
a
when
new
it pertains to
expansion coming out?
Bungie, when it
Don't
comes
Bungie
to
got a new expansion coming out?
fam, they not finna make
Yo.
a goddamn B off of that.
Don't
Only at
Bungie
250
got a new
million.
expansion
Hold
coming
on.
out? Look, bro.
They are not about to get a B or 3 billion off of no goddamn expansion
Why not?
in no damn 11 days.
Why
fam.
not? Why not?
Stop it.
Yo!
They
Why
are not
not?
about to- they are not about to
Hey,
get no
y'all must,
fucking
you laughing, but
So this pony here was convinced that Sony would make back the money they spent to acquire Bungie in 11 days. But I don't even know what to say to that. That one absolutely stumped me. But you know, persons started to react and talk about, you know, why they now understand why Bungie was pushing so much for microtransactions. Listen.
Who signed this deal? I mean, obviously Bungie signed this deal, but okay, hold up. This explains everything. This explains exactly why there are so many things inside of Destiny that are trying to over monetize. The dungeon keys, right? The synth weave, the $20 skins, the starter pack. Dude, Bungie is trying to make sure they meet these revenue goals because they done signed the deal with the devil.
I mean, Sony is outside here telling Bungie this.
Excited though for the opportunity, but I'm actually at the top to actually do my own thing.
Ain't nobody doing their own thing over here. Nobody. You either with us or you down.
Well, I'm just telling you right now.
You don't get it yet, do you? I just gave you an opportunity of a lifetime, brother. And I'd be damned I'd be disrespected like this. In front of my people? Come on now, Charlie Wilson. I ain't playing.
Sony is not playing, but let's actually listen to the article and let's hear what IGN is saying about this entire thing.
Bungie devs say atmosphere is soul-crushing amid layoffs, cuts, and fear of total Sony takeover. The Destiny 2 and Marathon developer may not be able to cling to the last of its independence forever. 1 month after a major round of layoffs impacted roughly 100 Bungie employees of 1,200, those remaining at the Destiny developers say the cuts, as well as other cost-cutting measures, came alongside an apparent scramble by studio leadership to avoid a total Sony takeover. As it currently stands, Bungie is on paper a fully independent subsidiary of Sony. But its board of directors has been divided since the takeover in July of 2022. Among its current members are PlayStation Studios head Herman Hulst, Sony senior VP Eric Lempel, Bungie co-founder Jason Jones, Bungie CTO Luis Villegas, and Bungie CEO Pete Parsons. The board as a whole is split between Sony and Bungie representatives, with Parsons serving as a tiebreaker vote. But speaking to IGN under condition of anonymity, multiple current and former Bungie employees described a department meeting that took place shortly after the layoffs, in which leaders hinted that this shared power may not last forever. Sony did not respond to IGN's request for comment on this piece. Bungie declined to comment. Declaration of dependence. While the exact details of Sony's deal to acquire Bungie remain unknown to the public or employees, sources say they were told by leaders that the current split board structure is contingent on Bungie meeting certain financial goals. If Bungie falls short of certain financial thresholds by too great an amount, Sony is allowed to dissolve the existing board and take full control of the company. And with Destiny 2 expansion the final shape delayed into the next fiscal year and Bungie still investing heavily on Marathon, many employees understand that Bungie is struggling to meet the necessary targets to keep its last vestige of freedom. Such a takeover wouldn't necessarily be shocking given its 2022 acquisition, but it would nevertheless be a stunning development for a company that has historically prided itself on its independence. It was with this threat looming that Bungie leadership, not Sony, according to Parsons, made the choice to lay off roughly 100 employees last month. But the cost-cutting at Bungie isn't limited to just personnel. Multiple current employees confirmed to IGN that the company has implemented numerous other cost-cutting measures recently, including a studio-wide hiring freeze, reduced travel budgets, elimination of holiday bonuses, keeping its annual Bungie Day virtual, delaying its week-long company, Pentathlon, event to next December, and reducing numerous morale events such as cooking and knitting classes from monthly to quarterly.
What? Don't tell me Sony took away the knitting and cooking classes from Bungie. Listen to me. These guys are sick.
Bungie is also pausing or fully ending benefits like annual employee compensation adjustments to meet market rates, its new hire lunch program, employee donation matching, its peer recognition program, and gift cards for employees' birthdays. And yearly studio performance bonuses this year will only be the contractually obligated 80% minimum, after being above 100% for good performance several previous years running.
So yes, there's a lot of things in that IGN article alleging what Sony is doing, alleging what Bungie is doing to its workers, and you know, none of them is good. Taking away bonus, you know, taking away any sort of happiness in the office that is no longer there. All because of when Sony acquired Bungie. Sony was never good for Bungie. That is clear at this point in time. And to believe there are some Sony fans who are trying to justify what is going on here. But that is for our next story. It's too much. So let me hear what you think about everything we spoke about today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.